Good afternoon, Harbor Hawks Nation. Welcome to what might be the biggest game of the season tonight. We are traveling to face the Cotuit Kettleers, 4:30 first pitch at Lowell Park. Mike, I know I'm super excited. I'm sure the players are. How are you feeling about this matchup?
I'm feeling great. Happy Saturday,
Happy
Matt.
Saturday.
A wonderful Saturday today. Pretty good weather. We're here early, a lot earlier than usual.
Very
This parking
early.
lot could not be more empty if it tried, honestly. But that's because everybody's getting ready to go to Cotuit. They're not coming here.
Nope.
They're going to Cotuit to Lowell Park and ready to see, like you said, maybe the biggest game of the season so far. I'm amped. You're amped.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team's probably amped. We haven't seen them yet today, but hey, after last night, they're going to be pretty amped.
Yeah, Mike, like you said, it's dead here. I'm feeling a little calm before the storm vibes. Big game. Right now, Cotuit is in first place in the West, and Hyannis is 1.5 games back. So far, Cotuit's had their way with us this season. We are 1-4 against them. But with this game, a big victory could only put us half a game back with a few games left till the playoff push. So really big game, vying for that top seed, because the top seed in the West is the top seed in the entire league, Mike.
Yeah, huge game tonight. Like you said, I think it was 5 games left on the season, including
Mm-hmm.
this one. So every game coming down the wire here is going to be huge. But this game especially, getting that first seed would be huge for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Getting to host playoff games and, getting to play the 4 seed instead of the 3 would be great. So, like you said, number 1 seed in the West is number 1 seed in the CCBL. That would be huge as well. And every guy on this team is looking to hopefully get the best seed they can and hopefully just keep winning. And as of late, that's been the normal thing for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. So hopefully they can keep that going.
I agree. Couldn't say it better myself. And of course, it would feel even better to take the 1 seed from our Barnstable rivals and the Cotuit Kettleers. So lots of external motivation for the Harbor Hawks tonight. But I'm sure Coach Beatty is telling them what he tells us every night. Just go 1-0 today.
Yeah, I mean they take it every game by game, day by day, and they try not to make the moment too big for themselves. It seems, and even last night with a big moment there, these guys are used to being in these tough situations and used to being in these big games. A lot of SEC guys, and so these guys are kind of used to this type of stuff. But tonight's going to be something that they haven't experienced on Cape yet. Tonight's going to be a rivalry game in a rivalry place, and towards the end of the season, it's going to be obviously playoff implications, and a lot of people are going to show up to that game. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of people at Lowell Park tonight.
I believe it. It's going to be packed. Energy's going to be high. Both sides want to see their team come home with the victory and hopefully put themselves in a good spot for the playoffs. Let's move on, Mike. You mentioned last night's game. Let's talk about that. It was a thriller. Last night we hosted the Wareham Gatemen, took away a 9-8 victory, a walk-off victory. Talk about the hero, Bennett Thompson, and the game overall, Mike.
Yeah, Bennett Thompson, our Writers Player of the game last night. The catcher out of Oregon, only his 3rd game on Cape Cod.
Crazy.
Yeah, he got his 2nd and 3rd hit last night.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, that 3rd one, walk-off, single, double, I don't know what you want to call it, down the 3rd baseline. Coach Beatty called it a double. The scorers called it a single. I don't know. Hey,
It was a game-winning hit. That's all that matters.
all that mattered is when he rounded first, he was getting trampled at second base by Water and teammates and everybody,
Yep.
So huge win for the Harbor Hawks and huge game for him to kind of gain some confidence on Cape Cod. Now, I talked to him after the game and he said, it's just like any other game, just like any other at bat. He said, I've been playing this game of baseball since I was 9 years old, so no moment's too big for me. And like I mentioned earlier, these guys have that mentality of no moment's too big. They're used to this stuff. They're ready to get into these big moments. And Bennett Thompson, even though he's only played 3 games on Cape Cod, had a huge moment last night to be, the guy in, and he made the most of it and came home with a win. And, you were looking for that. Obviously, you kind of gave up that lead towards the end of the game, so we weren't super happy about that. But, hey, the Cardiac Hawks came through with another win, and you're going to need them at the end of the season.
Exactly. We talked to Coach Beatty last night, and he even said it. He said, definitely not our prettiest win of the year, but winners win. And last night, the Hawks proved they were winners and found a way to win despite some pitchers giving up big hits, not doing as well as they would have liked overall as a whole. But like you said, they went down early, came back, went down again, but they just kept on fighting and did what they did as of late, and that was win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but last night, unfortunately for Cotuit, they did not win.
Ooh.
You guys are not going to believe me when I say this. They lost to the Falmouth Commodores 27-2.
27?
27. It's 25.
Were they playing
loss.
football?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
Baseball. Each run counted as
Basketball?
one. No, baseball.
Baseball?
Baseball. The sport we know and love.
Oh, my goodness. 27.
25-run loss.
Wow. Okay.
Not great. They're reeling a little bit. I imagine they used a lot of arms last night,
Oh, I'm sure.
considering they allowed 27 runs. But
Probably a lot of position players.
probably a lot of position players.
We weren't paying attention.
That game got out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
But clearly two different games last night. Hyannis coming off a walk-off win, very close, intense game, and Cotuit coming off maybe the slacking of the year for them. So very interesting matchup tonight with these two games from last night. With that being said, though, not much to talk about for Cotuit last night. Bad game. Let's move on to tonight. Let's look at these starting pitching matchups. I'm sure they're ready to move on. Hopefully they're not listening because I don't think they're very happy with this part of the segment, but that's okay.
Hey, it happened.
You know, we got to do our part.
Maybe don't lose by 25.
Hey.
You don't want to even talk about it. Hey.
Exactly.
Not our fault.
It's all right. But with that being said, let's move into our pitching matchups.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
We have Darren Horn tonight. What do you see out of him?
Spin rate.
Mm-hmm.
I see good spin rate.
Yes.
I see high spin rate. I see the highest spin rate on Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
But also I see a good pitcher.
Uh-huh.
You know, out of Coastal Carolina, the righty has, you know, the title of spin rate king, but also the title of pretty good pitcher.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
And he's been pretty solid for the Hyannis Harborhawks as of late. I believe he pitched a few days ago and had a good outing. So looking for more out of him. You know, he's been in that reliever role, in that starter role. He's been in both areas, but he's had success so far, I think. And you know, I'd like to see more out of him. Like to see some high spin rate and like to see some strikeouts and some wins. Well, one win.
One win.
Tonight.
One win would be fine.
We'll start with one.
Yeah, start with one.
Yeah.
See what we can do from there.
What have you seen out of Darren Horn?
I've seen just the same thing, like you said, leads the league in spin rate, which is very impressive, something that I'm sure the scouts are very happy on with him. But what I see out of him, and what I'm also seeing out of the Cotuit starter, is Cape Cod veterans. Both of these guys have had plenty of Cape Cod appearances. Not something that you see very much in the Cape this summer, pitchers coming in, coming out. Every once in a while, you're going to have a guy with only 2 appearances, like our starter last night. It was only his 3rd appearance and first start of the season. Both of these guys have appearances and have starts. So I don't see any nerves for him. I see him being comfortable, ready for the moment, and ready for the situation, which really excites me about our chances tonight.
I agree. I think Darren Horn, like you said, kind of has that experience and should be ready to go in a big game tonight against the Cotuit Kettleers.
Exactly. And I mentioned that the Cotuit starter has experience. That is Jake Gigliotti. He's a right-hander out of Northeastern. 6 appearances with 5 starts. Clearly the experience we were talking about there. 4.84 ERA over 21.2 innings pitched. While those numbers might not sound spectacular, he was a Cape Cod All-Star this year. So clearly this guy's got some good stuff and can perform when needed. 19 Ks and 9 walks. He has yet to face Hyannis this year. I'm not sure if you guys heard that. I think there's a
race car that went by about 2 feet from us.
No, that's not true.
It almost hit us.
That's not true.
I was scared for my life.
You shouldn't have been.
Okay.
But with that being
Talk about
said,
Jake Gigliotti.
Jake Gigliotti, Cape Cod All-Star this season, has yet to face Hyannis, and Darren Horn has yet to face Cotuit. So very exciting matchup tonight. I can't wait to see this starting pitching matchup. 2 veterans, guys with not super low ERAs, but guys I'm sure both teams trust. So we're excited to see what happens in this one.
I trust Darren Horn.
I do.
I hope that they don't trust Jake Gigliotti over in Cotuit. Maybe Jake Gigliotti can give up 27 runs like he did last, or not he, but like they did last night.
If he gave up 27 runs last night and they threw him on the mound tonight, I want a word with the Cotuit coaching staff.
Yeah, I would sure hope that they didn't have one pitcher give up all 27.
That would be rather shameful.
Yeah, I would feel bad for the guy.
Certainly.
Even a Cotuit guy.
Even a Cotuit guy, that's for sure.
But yeah, should be a great game.
Should be a great game. Exciting to see these 2 veteran pitchers work tonight.
I am.
With that being said, let's move on to your favorite segment of the night, Player of the Game picks. Mike, we called it the biggest game of the year. Who's going to show out in the biggest game of the year for Hyannis?
Biggest game of the year, I'm picking big dog Zach York. Got the night kind of off last night, pinch hit towards the end of the game. But, you know, kind of has had a little bit of a break. He had that all-star break, you know, had a day off after that. Played in Hartford, I believe. Yeah, he did play in Hartford. He did well and got a day off yesterday, so he's ready to go. I bet you he's going to show up to that field amped, ready to go, itching to play some baseball, itching to get some hits, itching to, you know, put the ball in play against Cotuit Kettleers and maybe put the ball over the fence, maybe put the ball in some gaps. I don't know. Hopefully he has a good game, but I like the lefty bat against the righty pitcher for Cotuit, and hopefully 27 runs last night. Maybe we could get like half tonight. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd take that.
I'd take that. What's that, 13 and a half?
I believe so.
Quick
That
math.
is the math. That was good math there.
I mean, I don't know how you get a half a run.
I'm not sure either, but we can work on that.
Zach York would figure it out.
Once we get to 13, we can figure out the half run.
Yeah, Zach York will figure it out. Maybe he'll get half a run or
half an RBI. You know,
yeah.
One of those. Maybe if you step on home plate with 1 foot.
I feel like
I feel like most guys do
of the
that.
time you probably step on home plate with 1 foot.
Maybe if you step on home plate with 2 feet then.
Maybe that's 2 runs. All right, anyways.
Umpires Association, if you guys are watching this, leave a comment below, please. We're confused.
Drop a like and subscribe too while you're down there. Anyways, I like Zach York, lefty out of GCU, first baseman to have a big game. Maybe he'll DH tonight. Maybe he'll play first base. I don't know.
Who knows?
I like him to have a big game.
I like that pick. I'm going to stick with similar logic. I'm also going with a left-hander against the righty bat. That was one of our all-stars this year in Trey Lipsy. Trey has really been unsung hero of this team. He's such a luxury to have down in the 9-hole, hitting .284 on the year, playing elite defense in center field or anywhere really in the outfield. So I expect him to be great as always as he is defensively and continue to do what he does in the 9-hole. I think in this big game, the guys ahead of him will get some hits. He's going to get on, maybe get some RBIs, and then set the table for that top third of the lineup to bring him around, bring him home. Maybe he'll steal a base or two. He's great on the base paths, but I expect this Big Ten player to come up big in this big-time game.
You talk about him being good on the base pass. Last night, he was the man that crossed home plate with that game-winning run. They pinch ran him at first base, got all the way over to third, and then our boy Bennett Thompson came up. Bada bing, bada boom, down the third baseline. Trey Lipsy
came home. Exactly. And I expect more of that tonight, hopefully, from him on the base pass. He is definitely one of the most trustworthy guys on the team, running around those bases. And I expect him to do it all tonight, outfield, base running, and hitting.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Trey Lipsy with a player of the game, but he's just been so consistently good that, like, we haven't necessarily been like, oh, we have to pick him this game, because it's just like, oh, another Trey Lipsy game, another great game for Trey Lipsy. Like, it's tough, but you never know. He's got that capability. He's got that dog in him.
He's definitely got that dog in him.
He's ready to go tonight.
Yeah, he's so ready.
Ohio State, Cotuit Kettleers, he's ready for it.
I'm taking Ohio State over the Cotuit Kettleers all day.
Well, that's
just me.
Not what I meant, but
that's personally, I interpret it that way, and I'm taking it that way.
Sorry about that. All right, well, Trey Lipsy and Zach York hopefully have big games.
And hopefully Hyannis comes out with a win. I hope you guys are as excited as we are. I know you guys don't like going over there, but take the trip to Lowell Park. Bring your Hyannis gear. Get rowdy. Let's have a big victory tonight.
Shout out Cam's crew.
Shout out Cam's crew. Yeah, H3. Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Cam's crew will be there in spirit.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm part of Cam's crew.
You are part of Cam's crew, so Cam's crew will be there.
Cam's crew will be there.
Bing bong. There
Representing.
you go.
I got to bring my sign. I got a sign, too.
Bring it.
I'll bring it.
Bring it.
I'll be waving that thing. Cam's crew. Cam's crew.
Heck yeah.
Shout out Cam Smith.
Shout out Cam Smith. He's
Hopefully
great.
He has a big game, too.
I'm sure he will. He always has a big game.
He always has a big game. He's like Trey Lipsy.
He's Cam Smith.
Always has a big game.
Always. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you guys are there at Lowell Park cheering on your Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Hopefully we come out with a big win today. And Mike, I think the only thing left to say, go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Let's win by 25.
Why not?